Yo, what is up? Zkarma here, back with another Cyberpunk video. Today we will be taking a look at more cyberware. This time we take a look at the circulatory system. I will be going over every single one that you can use and show you exactly how they work, and of course I will tell you whether or not they work. If any information in this video changes, I will make sure to update in the pinned comment below as well as the title. So if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful in any way, a like rating is appreciated, and if you want to sub for more content, that will be great as well. Starting off with the Adrenaline Booster. This one is the legendary variant and requires 18 body. It restores 50% stamina whenever you defeat an enemy, and it has no cooldown. I tested this, and yes, it does in fact restore my 50% stamina. I can already see these being quite useful when using blades or a brawler build. There are also lower rarities available for those with less attribute points invested into body. Next up, we have Biomonitor. This legendary one requires 18 body and restores 100% of your health when it drops below 15%. And it has a 120 second cooldown. As you see in this gameplay, once my health reaches below 15%, Biomonitor will trigger and my health regens 100%. And if you take a look at the right side of your health bar, you can see your Cyberware cooldown. Unfortunately, other Cyberware has the same little icon, so you'll have to be aware of which is which. Anyway, once that cooldown reaches 0, the Biomonitor will be ready for use. Moving on to the Bioconductor. This legendary one requires 18 body and it reduces Cyberware cooldowns by 30%. And yes, this one works perfectly. Let's use the Biomonitor for example. The cooldown is 120 seconds. So if we reduce this time by 30%, we should get around an 84 second cooldown. And if we go and use our Biomonitor again, let it trigger, you can see that now the cooldown appears, and instead of 2 minutes, it is now 1 minute and 24 seconds, which is that 84 second cooldown. Next up, we have the Bioplastic blood vessels. The legendary one I have requires 14 body and it increases health regeneration outside of combat by 50% per second. And this one does work, but I don't really find a very good use for this because normally you want the health regen while in combat. If anything, this can help you save stims and inhalers when you're done with combat, but other than that, it does work as intended. You will regen health outside of combat much faster when you have it equipped. And you also regen more health. So take this clip for example. You can see me getting run over without this equipped, and it slowly regens my health until it hits 60% of my max health. But with this Cyberware equipped, it now regens my health much faster and it reaches 80% of my max health, which is really neat, but again, I don't see it being very useful for me. Moving on, we have the blood pump, and this one is not currently working. If anything changes, I will update you guys in the pinned comment below, but don't bother using it now as it's just not working. Someone had mentioned that this works, but as soon as you equip any ARM Cyberware mod, it just stops working. I don't know what it is, but I really hope they fix this one soon because it's really good. Moving on, we have Feedback Circuit, and this one actually works, for the most part. In my initial upload of this video, I had said it didn't work. So for anyone that doesn't know, this is actually the second time I upload this video. In my first one, I said it didn't work. I deleted that video, don't worry about it. But shout out to both Miguel and Mr. Mumbles who commented on my mistake as soon as that video went live. In order for this to work, you need to also use an engineering perk called Up to 11. When you max it out, it allows you to charge tech weapons up to 100% capacity. With that skill equipped, you can use Feedback Circuit. The only problem is that I cannot get this to work with tech pistols. I tried the Chaos and the Apparition. I haven't tried the Lizzie, but I did try with these two, and I cannot get Feedback Circuit to work. So let me just show you quickly here live, quick example. I'm gonna make these guys turn around. So here's a tech weapon, fully charged. Hit an enemy, I didn't get any regen. No regen. So I can't get this to work with the tech pistols. However, with the sniper, I can actually get it to work. So my max health is 420. 10% of that is 42. So I should get 42 health regen here. There you go. We went from 66 to 108, which is that 42 health increase. So technically it does work. My guess is that maybe pistols never get to 100% capacity, or maybe it's actually a glitch that it doesn't work with certain weapons. Moving on, we have the Micro Generator. This legendary one requires 16 technical ability, and it releases an EMP blast that deals 50% of the enemy's max health as damage, and it works as intended. As you see in this clip, the enemy is at full health and the EMP blast takes 50% of their health. The next one I tested was the Second Heart. This one can only be legendary, requires 16 body and 49 street cred. When you die, this will basically revive you, pretty straightforward, with a 2-minute cooldown. Remember, if you have the Bioconductor, you can reduce the cooldown by 30%, making it only a 1 minute and 24 second cooldown. Definitely a good combination for those in-your-face builds that aren't abusing armadillo stacking. Moving on to the Syn Lungs. These legendary ones require 16 body and increase stamina regen by 25%. I tested this by depleting my stamina and then just taking a look at the regen. At the top, you have the regen without the Syn Lungs, and the bottom one is the regen with the Syn Lungs equipped. As you see, when using this cyberware, the regen is a little over a second faster. This might not seem like much, but remember, whenever you have your full build, you have a lot more stamina. That difference would be a lot more than 1 second, so just keep that in mind. And finally, the last one I tested was the Tyrosine Injector. This can only be uncommon, and it increases breach protocol timer by 100%. And yes, this does work. So here's an example. This access point gives you 31.5 seconds to complete. In the breach protocol progression rewards, I already have a 5% increase to that time. So if we remove that 5% increase, the access point actually gives me 30 seconds as the base timer. And if I equip the Tyrosine Injector, that is a 100% increase, which is additive with the 5% increase from the skill progression. So that is a 105% increase to 30 seconds, which gives us 61.5 seconds. And if we take a look at the timer now, it's at 61.5 seconds. Like I said, this can be very useful. However, if you hack enough of these terminals, you will find yourself completing these minigames in less than 30 seconds. So it's definitely helpful for a while, but once you become a pro at these minigames, you might as well use that slot for something that will be more useful for you. And with that, we have arrived at the end of the video. Let me know what you all think about this. And if there's anything you'd like for me to cover next, make sure to drop it down below. Hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, a like rating is appreciated, and if you want to sub for more content like this, that'll be great as well. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.